When you think of the UK, you might picture grand palaces, historic landmarks, or the vibrant energy of bustling city streets. The red double-decker buses, the crowds weaving through iconic avenues, and the sense of tradition and progress all around. But beneath this familiar image lies a hidden reality, one that's easy to overlook but impossible to ignore once you see it: homelessness. Right now, over 380,000 people across the UK are experiencing homelessness. That's not just a statistic, it's a staggering number of lives affected every single day. Imagine an entire city the size of Coventry, with every resident left without a place to call home. That's the scale of the crisis we're facing. These aren't just numbers on a page, they're real people. Mothers, sons, brothers, daughters, friends, and neighbours. Homelessness can touch anyone, regardless of age, background, or circumstance. And the official figures often miss the thousands more living in temporary accommodations like hostels, bed and breakfasts, or even sleeping on friends' sofas, never knowing how long they'll have a roof over their heads. For many, it's a life in limbo, waiting for a call, a letter, or a chance that might never come. The uncertainty can be overwhelming, and hope can feel out of reach. Since 2010, homelessness has skyrocketed. Rising rents, a severe housing shortage, and a welfare system struggling to keep up have all contributed to this growing emergency. Sometimes all it takes is one piece of bad luck: a lost job, a sudden illness, a relationship breakdown, and someone's life can unravel, leaving them without a home. Once you fall into homelessness, it's incredibly difficult to get back up. The barriers are high, and the support can be hard to find. You see the evidence in shop doorways, in parks, and in the faces of those quietly asking for spare change. It's a daily reality for too many. This isn't just a problem in London or one city. It's a national crisis, affecting communities from Manchester to Birmingham, Glasgow to Bristol. The first step to understanding is to truly see the people behind the numbers. Each face tells a story of resilience, struggle, and hope. Homelessness is a complex issue, shaped by many factors, but we must start by acknowledging its existence and its impact on real lives. We need to look past the statistics and see the human stories, the dreams, the families, and the futures at stake. It's time to address this growing crisis with both compassion and action. Every small act of kindness, every effort to help, can make a difference. Homelessness is a reality we can't ignore any longer. The time to act is now, because everyone deserves a place to call home. London, a city of dreams where ancient history meets modern ambition, is a place that draws people from all walks of life. Its streets are alive with energy, opportunity, and hope. Yet beneath the surface, London is also a city of stark contrasts, where immense wealth and deep poverty exist side by side, often just a few steps apart. Near the financial district where fortunes are made, people shelter in underpasses, hidden from the hurried crowds and the city's glittering lights. I met David, a former chef who once worked in some of London's busiest kitchens. Now, after losing his job and flat, he finds himself homeless, his dreams put on hold. His life has become a daily cycle of survival, searching for food, finding a place to charge his phone, and looking for somewhere safe to sleep each night. Every day brings new uncertainty. The worst part, David said, isn't the cold or even the hunger. It's the loneliness, the feeling of being invisible in a city of millions. Chloe, another person I met, became homeless after fleeing a difficult and unsafe home situation. She's only in her 20s, but her eyes tell a story of hardship and resilience. Her dog is her family, her only companion and source of comfort. But having him by her side makes finding shelter even more difficult, as many places don't allow pets. These stories, and so many others, shatter the stereotypes about homelessness. Each person has a unique journey, shaped by circumstances beyond their control. Homelessness is not a choice, it's a systemic failure, a result of rising rents, job losses, and a lack of affordable housing. In every borough, from the city centre to the outskirts, the story is the same. The struggle is everywhere, often hidden in plain sight. Ex-soldiers, young people leaving care, and former professionals, homelessness can affect anyone, regardless of background or education. London's bright lights cast long shadows, and in those shadows, thousands struggle daily, hoping for a better tomorrow. Homelessness is a devastating outcome of a failing system, leaving people exposed, vulnerable, and often forgotten. We must look beyond the stereotypes, listen to the real stories, and recognize the humanity in every person we pass on the street. It's time to address the root causes, support those in need, and work together to create lasting change, because everyone deserves a safe place to call home. London is a city of contrasts, but with compassion and action, we can help bridge the gap and build a more just and caring city for all. Homelessness isn't just a London story, it's a nationwide crisis affecting every corner of Britain, from bustling cities to quiet rural towns. In coastal towns, seasonal jobs vanish with tourists, leaving many without steady work or income once the summer ends. The once lively promenades become eerily quiet, and opportunities dry up. I met a man living in a tent near the hotels he once worked in, a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change. He told me about the struggle to find stability when the jobs disappear. In smaller towns, there's a different kind of shame, one that comes from everyone knowing your story, making it harder to ask for help or admit you're struggling. Local support services are stretched thin, with food banks and shelters overwhelmed by growing demand. Volunteers work tirelessly, but resources are limited. In the Midlands, I saw families forced into temporary accommodations, moving from place to place, never knowing where they'll be next week. A mother with 2 kids shared a single room in a B&B for 6 months, struggling to create a sense of normalcy for her children in such cramped conditions. Their lives were on hold, impacting their education, friendships, and mental health. The uncertainty and stress take a toll on the whole family. This is hidden homelessness. It's not just about sleeping rough on the streets, but also about families and individuals living in cars, temporary shelters, or overcrowded rooms. Economic decline and a lack of affordable housing fuel the crisis, leaving entire communities struggling to stay afloat as jobs disappear and rents rise. From Wales to Scotland, the narrative is consistent. Homelessness and housing insecurity are issues that cross every border and affect all walks of life. Behind Britain's postcard image, real people struggle every day, often invisible to the world, but facing enormous challenges. We must address the root causes: poverty, lack of affordable homes, and insecure work, and support those in need with compassion and action. It's time to see the reality, acknowledge the crisis, and take meaningful action to ensure everyone has a safe place to call home. Imagine surviving a day without a home. It's a full-time job, exhausting and relentless. Safety, food, and warmth are constant challenges. The cold seeps into bones, and meals depend on kindness. The mental toll is immense, with constant stress and anxiety. Many suffer from severe mental health issues. Society's treatment compounds the trauma. Being ignored chips away at self-worth. Lack of sleep worsens everything, creating a vicious cycle. The longer you're homeless, the harder it is to escape. We must address both physical and mental challenges. It's time to break the cycle and offer real support. Beyond cold and hunger, loneliness is a painful struggle. Homelessness disconnects you from society and yourself. People avoid eye contact, reinforcing invisibility. A young man told me he could go days without conversation. Social isolation is brutal, impacting mental well-being. Relationships with others in the same situation form small communities. Family ties often break, adding to the crisis. A home is more than walls. It's a base for connection. We must address this crisis of connection and offer support. As a traveler, witnessing homelessness presents a dilemma. What can you do? It's easy to feel powerless. Small acts of kindness, like buying a hot drink, make a difference. It's a gesture that says, "I see you." Individual acts are important, but not a long-term solution. Local charities provide essential services and pathways off the streets. Supporting these organizations is effective. Consider donating to local homelessness charities. Channel compassion into sustainable support. We must work together to make a lasting difference. It's time to turn compassion into action. Homelessness can happen to anyone. The line is thin. We need to change the conversation from judgment to compassion. The people I met are resilient and deserving of dignity. The first step is to see and acknowledge them. Empathy is powerful. It starts with acknowledging humanity. We need action, supporting charities and demanding systemic change. We can solve this problem with collective will. Everyone deserves a safe place to call home. Amidst struggle, there's strength and hope. Let's be the generation that ends homelessness. Choose kindness, demand action, and build a future for all. It's time to share hope and work together. Homelessness has no place in our society.